Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So today I thought we would have a go, or I would have a go and show you how to make these beautiful resin dragonflies. Now we just got some wire and little beads and some resin and some glitter. So really they're quite simple. It might be a little bit of a longer video today so we can show you how to do it properly. So what I'm going to be using, I'm going to be using my UV resin. I do have a link to this from my Amazon storefront, and I'm finding this one's really good. I'm nearly out of it actually. I have got my UV lamp, so you can use any sort of like little nail lamp if you have one. I have got some glitter. This is some Arteza glitter that I had, and I'm going to do a nice pink. It's not pink, it's blue and green, and sort of like, this is called Snow White, but it's very pretty. This is a pink one. Now this is one of my biggest one that I've done, and I'm just loving them. They're really simple. I've just sort of like kept them on this sort of like long wire because I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing with them yet. This one might actually look nice, just popped into a flower pot and sort of like wobbles about. I think they are just beautiful, absolutely gorgeous, and just got a little pearl at the top. There's a smaller one here, whoopsie daisy, like that. Really simple. We've got little one here. I'm just loving the blue and green. This one was one of the first one I did, and I've actually popped a little clip. It's sort of like a little brooch pin on there, which are like these here. They're probably about 2 centimeters long, and you can pretty much get them anywhere. Like that, which is probably about just 3/4 of an inch, and I've just popped it on there. I wrapped some wire around it, so it's not the tidiest, but I just wanted to see how it would work, and I think that would look really nice. You could clip that onto a bag, anything like that, because they're sort of resin. They are really gonna sort of like hopefully stand up to time. This one here, I have got some little gems on there as well, but I will do a close-up of these at the end of the video, because I don't want to get too close. So there we go. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be using this lovely wire, which is the 24 gauge. This again was from BB Crafts. So let me just pop these out of the way. I've got my little plastic or acrylic flat blocks here, which I'm working on, but you can just use a piece of card, and I've also got some sort of like packing tape as well. So I'm going to show you how to make the dragonfly first. Now I'm going to take, you just want probably maybe 10 inches, something like that. I'd rather have it too long than too short, because we can always cut it off. So just take a piece of wire. Now I find the 24 gauge a really good thickness, because it's easy to handle. You can bend it around. Now what did I do? Oh, here we go. I'm going to use my little pearls as well. These were from BB Crafts, but again, I'm only using those because these are to hand, but use whatever beads that you've got. This is just for his little head. So I'm just going to take this one and just pop that right into the middle of your wire, like this. Let me just make sure I'm in shot here. So let me just pop my wire out the way. So that goes into the middle. And then what we want to do is just squeeze that, because that's his little head. And we just want to twist this around, just so he's got his little body around like this. I'm just going to take my pliers. It's a little bit easier to hold it and twist it. So you can twist as much as you like that. Just so. And then I'm just going to just chop that little end bit off. You don't need that. So there we go. That's the body of your dragonfly. Again, you can make it with thicker wire if you want to, but I find these, I don't want them looking too heavy. I want them to look sort of like pretty, Not 100% sure what I'm going to do with them yet, but I will do a tutorial or show you how I use them as well. I've got a couple of ideas to see if they will work out, so we shall see. Right, I'm going to take another bit of wire. Now we're going to do the wings. Now I want to just bend another piece around like that. So it all depends how big you want your wings. So probably take another 8 to 10 inches. Okay, and then we want to take one a little bit smaller than that. So put this on. Let's just take this down. So we want the wings underneath, because we've got 2 sets of wings. You want them just a little bit smaller. Pop that to the side. So the biggest one, I'm just going to again do that so it's, oh gosh, if I can get it together, get the ends together, and then you want to sort of like bring it up 1.5 inches or something like that, and just sort of like twist those round. Just twist it a little bit, just so you make a little twist in it, because we just need to make the wings like that. I know it doesn't quite look like a wing yet. And then I'm going to do the bottom one and just again just twist these around like that. So we need this one smaller than that one, if you can see. Now we need this long piece because we need to wrap this around the little body in a minute. So these are going to be your wings, and we want to push that down so we've got 2 little wings like that. And then what I'm going to do is just twist these around. Don't worry about the shape of them for the minute. We just want to sort of like twist that round so we've got 2 little wings like that. Okay, so it's like, really it's like a little bow, isn't it? And then we can just make these sort of wing shape in a minute. And again the same on this one. Oopsie daisy, like that. Push it in the middle and then just twist them around like that. Okay, if we can. There we go. So we've got two little wings, so like a little bow. Okay, perfect. So I've got, silly me, I put moisturiser on my hands, so they're a bit slippy. Silly Billy. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this one, which is the biggest wing, and I'm going to actually, I'm just going to just bend that out like that. Hop that like this up against his head like that, and then I'm just going to take this one, let's put you out the way, hold that on there if you can, and then we'll wrap this one around here, just around the body piece, so he stays on like this, and then wrapping this one in the opposite direction. Okay, so we go around like that. So that's our little top wings like that. And then, oopsie daisy, the bottom ones, again, the same thing. Let's just twist these out a little bit like that. Pop that on over the top. And then just again twist it round the body to hold them on like that, and then go around the opposite way like that. Okay, so that's the easiest sort of way that I found, just sort of like tuck in those little sharp bits. Okay, so then we have our 2 sets of wings like that. Now there's still a little bit wibbly wobbly on there, so what I'm going to do is take another little piece of wire, just a few inches, or maybe what, 6 inches or something like that. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop it on like this, and I'm going to wrap it around like this on the dragonfly, just so we catch the wings, just like this, just so it just holds those wings on a little bit better. Take that in bit, then we're going to wrap that, oops, around the body again. And we just take this and just wrap it around like that, and then we will just get a wing out the way. I'm just going to get my pliers and just wrap that around. Okay, squash that on like that, and there we have a nice little messy dragonfly. And all I'm going to do is sort of shape your wings. Okay, now we want to try and get these as flat as we can, so if you can keep them in the nice and flat while you're bending the wires, then that's good. So there we go, so that's our little dragonfly. So I'll squash them down. This is where my nails, I do apologise when my nails are like a mess when I work with wire. There we go, look at that, isn't that lovely? So let's just, you can have them however you like. Just have little long ones like this. This takes a little bit just to get them in the right sort of shape, like that. Little pointy bit at the end, like that. That sort of look dragonfly wingy shape. There, and then this side. That's sort of, isn't it? Now we want these to be quite flat, so get something and sort of like try and sort of flatten them a little bit like that, because we need to pop the resin in now, so we need them to be as flat as we can. Turn it around this way like that. Perfect. Okay, look at that, lovely. We can tidy this up once we've got the resin in the wings. We can tidy that up like that. So I now have my little acrylic block sort of thing, and I put the tape on, the packing tape on with the sticky side up, so it's sticky on here. And I'm going to just do the 2 wings at a time. So I'm going to pop these 2 on like that, and we want them to stick down. We don't want any holes in it. So it's very similar to what we did last time with the resin, isn't it? So I will link my other videos that I did, the first ones. So there we go. I believe that is pretty stuck down on the ends. I'm going to get my resin and I'm going to just fill it in. Nice thing, you don't really need to worry too much about the bubbles because you're going to cover this up with glitter. Well, I am anyway. So let's just see if we've got enough in here. Just poke it round. I'm just using my sort of awl here, but you can use little toothpicks and little skewers and things like that, whatever you have. So let's just see if I have enough resin in here. It's easier to do 2 wings, the 2 wings either side, because else you're trying to flatten it too much and it just doesn't work. I found it very, very difficult. And on my big dragonfly I actually did 1 wing at a time, Just takes a little time, but it's worth it in the end because I think they are just beautiful. Wouldn't it be nice to have one on a little gift bag or something for somebody? I think they are gorgeous. Let's get that right to the end. So I'm hoping I have enough in there. I'm going to just pop this under my lamp here. Pop that on for a minute. Let's just wipe this off. Like that. Make sure your things are nice and clean. Make sure you have a nice vented room as well, because that's important so it doesn't smell too much. Right, so I'm going to be using this one, which is holographic turquoise, pea green and the snow white. So what I'm going to do, I will take a piece of this is like the parchment paper, and we need to sort of like mix some up. I won't mix it up yet. I'm just going to flatten that out so we've got something to mix it on. So let's just wait a second for this to cure under here. So okay, let's see how this has got on. So let's see. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take this up and I'm going to just pull this off. Like that. Do it quite gently. Make sure you don't pull the resin out of the wings. There we go. Perfect. Stick that down. Now you can see that I've got a little bit of resin at the top of the wing here. Just a little bit of overflow, but you can cut it off. Okay. I have been asked, can you file it off? And you can, but just be really careful because you don't want the sort of like resin dust everywhere getting into your lungs. So remember to wear your mask. I'm just going to chop those little bits off in between there as well. Like that. So there we go. I prefer to sort of cut it off while it's still just a little bit soft. So that's one side done. So let's try and get the other side done. Let me just make sure I've flattened these a bit more. Okay. Move that out of the way. Let's pop these down on this side. Stick them on. There's a little gap in between here, just where it meets sort of like the body of the dragonfly. But don't worry about that because we can actually fill that in when you're adding the glitter to it. So let's just pop this down. I'm going to add some more resin into here. So let's just pop a bit on here. Nice little blob of it inside. Oops, that might be a little bit too much. Then just fill it all in like this. Like that. Just make sure it goes in and touches the wire. I think that might be a little bit full. I'm going to pop that under there and we will just pop that in. Sorry, we popped it in for 99 seconds. I want to make sure it's really dry in there, really cured on there. So we pop that in. Make sure you wipe everything off and don't get it on your hands. If you want to wear gloves, wear gloves. But I find it difficult to use gloves while I'm doing this. But you can wear gloves if you like. So let's get some bits and pieces ready. I've got the little bit of parchment paper there. So I think what I will probably do is add a little bit of the blue. So we will mix some blue up in a minute. But I just love these. This one here, I've actually mixed some blue and some gold in there. I think I will probably wrap a little bit more wire around this one, depending on what I want to use it for. But I just absolutely love them. My favorite thing at the moment is this resin. So Let's just leave that for a minute. Okay, perfect. So that should be okay. Let's just check. That seems pretty hard. I'm just going to take this off. Make sure these come off without pulling the resin off. There we go. Perfect. 2 lovely resin wings. Now I'm going to pop that on there. Now we don't really need that now. Let's pop those bits out of the way. So look at that. Aren't they gorgeous? Now I'm just going to snip through this little bit because I've actually joined those wings together. We don't want that. Now they are a little bit sticky on the back. Now that's because of the tape. The tape gets caught on there as well. But what I normally do is just go over the back with a little bit of the resin as well, and that gets rid of the sticky on there. So look at that. Doesn't that look lovely? So what I'm going to do now, just pop that down. I'm going to pop a little bit of the resin on here, like that, just a little blob. I'm going to add some of the glitter, just a little bit, just so that we can mix that up in here. Just mix it together. Now I'm going to take a dragonfly and I'm just going to add it to the wings like this. So you can do all 4 wings when you do this. So just add it wherever you like, just sort of at the tips like this. Just comes down like that. Try and get them sort of equally the side, like this. And then I'm going to have a little bit on the bottom. I think I might have made a little bit too much, but that's okay. Like that. A little bit on here. Should have mixed them all together really, but there we go. So yes, you can use whatever colours you like. You can mix all sorts of things in with your resin. But I think for the dragonflies, this blue is just beautiful, isn't it? And the glitter, fabulous. Right, I'm just going to pop you down there for a second. Wipe that off. I'm going to add a little bit more on here, not so much this time. Add a little bit of the green, just a spot of green on there, and then maybe I will do a bit, because I want a bit of the crystally one as well on there. So let's do them all. Should have done them all together really. Let's just pop that on there, a little bit in there. Mix up our green. And just add it to here. Like that. Just beautiful, aren't they? All the way down there. Can actually fill that hole in if you just push over the resin, over the little hole, just where I didn't finish it there. The clear resin didn't quite go through. A little bit like this on the bottom one. Push that up there, like that. Okay, and then just a little bit of this one, oopsie daisy, just on the bottom, like that. You can probably do one colour at a time and let it set, but I thought I would just do all of them just to show you, like this. There we go. Right, I'm going to pop this in quickly just to dry in there, make sure it doesn't bobble about too much. Now again, we can use this. Let me just make a few. Should I pop them on here? What should I pop them on? Let's just pop a little bit of this around here, and then I can make some little blobs, can't I? Put a little bit of tape on there. Oops, that's not going to stick down, is it? Let's have a bit more tape to hold that down. I don't really want to waste any of this. Oops, I think it's probably gone, that one. Too close to the lamp that was. Look at these. Let's just make some little coloured blobs to put on our work as little embellishments. Look at that. There we go. One more there. Lovely. Let's just wipe that off and see. We can do the green. Just a couple of little green ones on there. There we go, no waste. Let's just pop that one again. Just while I do this. And there we go, we've got 5 little blobs, little glitter embellishments there. I'm going to pop that into my bin. I'm going to turn that off and take that out, and look at that. That is really, really lovely, isn't it? Isn't that just gorgeous? And what I'm going to do, I'll pop those in there, turn that on. I'm going to take a little bit of the resin, and I'm going to just pop it over to the back, just to get, you only need a thin, very, very thin layer. I'm just going to use the tip of the bottle to do it, just to get rid of that little sticky bit on the back, like this. Just go over it, just a little bit, like that. And then I'm going to pop this back under there. Are these done? Pop them in there, out of the way. Oops. There we are, pop the lid on. Move this away so it doesn't go hard. We'll be ordering one of those later, I think. Get rid of some of my resin. Oh look, that's gone hard. So it's amazing how it doesn't have to be under the lamp, it just has to be near it to cure, doesn't it? Lovely. Let's have a look. Do you think these are done? I don't think they will take very long. Oops. There we go. Look, got some lovely little shiny glittery embellishments on here. I can pop those in with my other little resin bits, which I have in here. Lots of little bits that I've made that I've kept in here, so I'm going to pop these in there as well, like that. Back on, pop that one in there, so we haven't wasted anything. Tidy up as we go. There we are. And I believe our little dragonfly should be pretty much done. And there we are. Look how gorgeous he is. Isn't that lovely? So I've got lots of beautiful dragonflies now. So I'm going to hope you give it a go. I'm going to actually just wrap another little bit of wire around there, because it's a little bit untidy, I think. So now once you've done the wings, it's easier to wrap a little bit more wire around. So I'm going to just hop that over, bend that down and around. So that's bent. Let's get you around there first. There's my pliers. And then I'm just going to wrap that round, just like that, just to tidy this up because it's a little bit thin, this one. So just wrap your wire around like that, twist it down, and if you wanted to, you could just thread some beads on top of there as well, couldn't you? So let's just twist that down to the bottom like that. Twisty twist all the way to the end like that. Perfect. Look at that. And you've got this little bendy wendy. I'll probably pop maybe a little sort of like twirl it up. Shall we try on this one? See what that would look like. Let's get my little round nose. Just turn this around and then bend him up like that. Look at that. Oh, I do love these. Look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous? So there we go, guys. That is how you make your lovely little resin dragonflies. I will probably have a go as well as making a butterfly. I did have a go at doing some wings, but I haven't actually filled them in with any of the resin. But I do love them, absolutely love them, and I hope you do too, and I hope you give it a go. So there we go, guys. That's your lovely, lovely little dragonflies. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Please take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon. All right, guys, bye-bye.